Good morning, it's me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned In Tarot, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies inside of ourselves, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our outside interactions with people, in our environment, etc. And if we want to see changes, we have to make changes. So I'm doing a very early reading this morning. I don't know how many of you will be able to join me, but I'm the High Priestess of my coven today, so I have obligations, and I was up at 4:30 because I don't know why. I'm just lucky. I guess that's when I woke up today, so good morning. We're going to start with Divine Masculine because Divine Feminine honestly did not want to show any of her cards. She's over it, I feel, right now. Her energy, looking over there, I'm kind of like, oh, girl, I do not know what's going to happen over there. All right, let's see. Top of the deck, overall forefront of the mind for Divine Masculine energy. Oh, by the way, we're over here on Instagram because my camera's not working again for YouTube. So I don't know if Mercury in retrograde just kicked in real early for me or what, but we're back here, so this is how the fates have aligned. Top of the deck, overall, headspace, forefront of the mind for the Divine Masculine is the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So, bro is impatient. He had planted these seeds. He had made plans. We saw this yesterday in the reading with Grace Strega. She had that beautiful card with the 7 red solo cups, and the individual that was drawing on the cup, and there was this sense from masculine energy, which was like, he tries everything. It's like he tries this, good morning. He tries this, he tries that, and whatever he tries doesn't really seem to work. It's weird, I didn't feel like coffee this morning. Seeing as I woke up at 4:30, you would think I want coffee, but no. Like, who is this bitch? Like, I don't know. But anyway, good morning, Grace Drake. I was just talking about you. Look what came up again. The 7 of Cups reversed for the forefront of the mind for the Divine Masculine. You don't say. Here it is again. And it's the same thing. I literally just described your card with the red solo cups we saw yesterday in the reading with Grace Strega. And he's still thinking about it. It's consuming his mind. He's like, I've tried all these things, and he's impatient with himself, and he's impatient with the process, and he's feeling like kind of sick of nurturing and caring for something that it's like so difficult for him to get. And there's a feeling here of like, I've been patient, and it's, you know what, it's time to do something, because the niggling thing, the thing that's really bothering him in the back of his mind, is the King of Wands. Finally, it has happened to me. What the hell? How long has it taken for us to really be able to see this bothering him? I gotta do something. I got to do something. And this is underlying every thought, every decision. Really got to do something about these fruits that are ready for me to pluck, and I just keep refusing to do this harvest. But like, he's like, I got to take an action of some kind, please God. Yes, and he was the Knight of Wands yesterday. So now he's like, okay, I can't be the knight, I have to be a king. But if I'm going to be a knight at all, the first thing on his mind, the first knight that he wants to be, which makes sense, is the Knight of Cups. And we're not in the wishy-washy energy here. We're in the expression that's coming from the cup and the ability to go with the flow of his emotion. So the first thing on his mind is, I need to offer my cup. To who? Well, my world, the Divine Feminine. This is the next thing on his mind. This is the completion of a cycle, which will happen once this cup is offered. And we're all here for it, okay? We're all here for it, please God. So we have in this beautiful deck, which is the Ethereal Visions deck, we have the feminine at the center of the world here, and we get like this, almost this adulation coming from these depictions, which are usually on the four corners. But now it's almost like everything is just surrounding this. And then look at the world. While we get this feminine energy because we're looking at divine masculine side, she's also extraordinarily androgynous. They are androgynous because they are in union on the completion of the cycle once this cup is offered. So this is what divine masculine is thinking about. Past time, to give this cup and end this cycle of non-expression. And the only thing he's worried about is just getting it all right. This is the Four of Wands in reverse. We're just seeing, I mean, I'm sure there's like some commitment issues in there still too, like just some fear of commitment, but I'm not getting the strong sense of that. My sense is just he wants the celebration to go off. He wants it to pop off because everything that he's been trying to fucking do is like not been going so well. So he has just some anxiety about exactly whether or not this is actually going to be what he has envisioned, what he has imagined. He's sort of accepting, actually. I think he's sort of being like, this is not going to be what I planned. It's not going to be anything like how I planned. But there's a desire there for the sacred union, even though it might not be perfect, working out perfectly at the moment. And he's also thinking about how this sacred union has eluded him because the star has been in reverse for him. He has kept this feminine energy inside of self hidden. But this Knight of Cups is bringing this offer to reveal the star. And I do see the star is touching down to the earth, especially in this card. And so it's like the wish that he's made is to be able to bring this to Divine Feminine, really be able to reveal this aspect of self and be fully integrated with feminine energy, that ability to express that Knight offers. He's also trying not to rely on Divine Feminine's healing and really do his own healing, because he's understanding that sacred union, the completion of the cycle, is not about this, not about just this marriage, but about the actual completion of the cycle inside of self. The next thing on his mind is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So he's finally putting this focus on the material and the career behind him. He might have had a demotion. He might have had some struggles, a little bit of struggle coming up at work. Could be there could be there, but it's just sort of like he's realized, like he's prioritized, like this sacred union is his priority, and he's not going to be focused on the material aspects as much anymore. He could also just be feeling like this is distracting him from his work as well. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse, culminating in that Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it's just sort of like impatient with this, knowing that he needs to take action and not having taken action towards the sacred union is all consuming, right? That's what's on his mind, this impatience. And so it's distracting him from work also. It's like, not only is he prioritizing, he's realizing he has to, because he literally can't even do good work. He's like maybe even made some decisions or choices about his work that are directly about this union, which is kind of what's freaking him out a little bit. Like maybe he said no to some opportunities, or like really just questioned his schedule at work, being like, I can't do this, and this. Like maybe he has started to be a little bit more assertive about balancing his life, his work and home and family life. And it's causing him some anxiety about how that's actually going to affect his career. And then we are getting the 9 of Wands in reverse and the overthinking that's going on in the headspace right now, the 7 of Cups in reverse. So it's interesting because we could look at this a couple ways. This is clarification for the 4 of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of Wands energy in my hand. My hand's burning up right now with this Wands energy. And especially with that King of Wands underlying everything. So there could be that Divine Masculine is realizing that the thing that is keeping him from being able to celebrate is that he has resisted healing some of these deep wounds. That's one interpretation I have of these 2 cards. But with the 7 of Cups in reverse clarifying, which we also saw yesterday, the 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, obviously, and 7 of Cups card I was thinking of. But the idea that these illusions, that some of what he has been working on healing is his illusions that he has in regards to this sacred union, to what he has to do or how he has to do it, or the things that are necessary for him to do this. Like, he is really he's really sussing out these things that kind of kept him isolated and kept him from coming into union, and really determining that it's been fantasies about it that have kept him. It's interesting, it's kept him in limbo. The fantasy has held him spellbound and been like this escape, and the fantasy, the fears which accompany fantasy, because if you're living in fantasy, then you have nothing substantive. So you're filling in the gaps with your fears. So the fears that would come from fantasizing about what would happen if the fantasy doesn't work out, that's been what has kept him in this isolation, refusing for a long time to choose. But now with that King of Wands energy underlying all of his thoughts and decisions, he's like, I can't allow these illusions to keep me from this sacred union anymore. And he's really desiring to complete the cycle. It's funny that I call the 7 of Pentacles this. I was reading it as the 7 of Pentacles and referencing the 7 of Cups from your reading, and then the 7 of Cups was here in the overthinking. The top of the deck, overall forefront of the heart space is another 7. It's the 7 of Wands. So we see him standing his ground against opposing forces, but also in the headspace realizing that the opposing forces have been his own fantasies, which is again realizing that what you're fighting off is really your own illusions, your own fears, your own anxieties, etc. And to have the 7 of Pentacles in the head and then clarified by the 7 of Wands and then see the 7 of Cups, this is a lot of 7s. And there's magic in that. And there's cycles, completing cycles. So we definitely are feeling in his heart space, he's wanting to stand his ground in terms of what it is that he desires. And he does want to fight off these illusions and fears and anxieties, because that's the niggling feeling in the heart space, is this moon, which the moon for the 2 of these aspects of self is so important, because in the moon we have that subconscious creative fantasy space, and that is where these 2 aspects of self are already in union. So there's so much interaction there on that 5D level between these 2 aspects of self. But this card is usually about subconscious, the subconscious, and about dreams. And it's about fear and anxiety. And that's why I do feel that in this heart space, the Seven of Wands, that we see this divine masculine really facing off against these fears and understanding cerebral, he's very cerebral, understanding that it is his own anxieties, that there really isn't anything to be afraid of. My God, up in heaven, the first thing on his mind is the Eight of Pentacles. But I don't think this is about his career right now, because it's clarifying the Knight of Cups. So I think it's about having really to work out how to give the thing that he has created to express his feelings to divine feminine at this point. It's like he has created or crafted something that he wants to give to her, which will allow him to fully express in that Knight of Cups energy. But he's working out the strategy right now, and because he's feeling very defeated in this Five of Swords energy by the struggle and the battle that they both have been enduring in the blending of the, good morning Kylie, in the blending of these two worlds, like that takes place when this expression happens. He's kind of feeling defeated because I feel like there's an understanding that part of what he has created, this was in the past placement here, this Eight of Pentacles. So part of this thing he's created for this expression, and this could be anything, it could be a piece of art, it could be a letter that has been written, it could be something visual, like it's just like there's something, it could be an event that has been created, like even also just a fantasy, since we have that moon energy in the heart space. But whatever it is that he's created, he wants to be able to express this. He's feeling pretty defeated about whether or not the divine feminine is even going to be that willing to accept the offer. And he's feeling like he really has to struggle and fight to keep her from walking away. He has to do this work to give her this thing to express to her, because he is afraid that she is going to walk away. And this happiness that he wants, a celebration he was seeking in this Four of Wands energy, we're seeing clarified by the Two of Wands. This is what he's asked for. This is what he's waiting to receive. This is what he's not certain about. And there's a discomfort in the Two of Wands that's not present in the Three of Wands, because in the Three of Wands you can see the ships coming in. But in the Two of Wands, you're just sending out a vague idea of the ship. And so there's that Five of Swords energy is in regards also to this idea of the twin flame journey. Because we were talking a lot about twin flame yesterday. Yesterday's reading, I went back and watched it, and I was like spellbound by it. It was really, there was a lot of helpful things there. And I sent it to all my clients who talk about twin flame stuff and was like, watch this now. So there's a lot of good content in the reading I did with Grace Strega yesterday about twin flame journey. And divine masculine is kind of feeling defeated by that itself. He's like feeling like that journey itself is what prevents him from coming into this celebration. And then we're seeing judgment, which keeps coming up for me in all of my readings. And it's in reverse, clarifying the star in reverse. Divine masculine doesn't want to face the music in regards to having kept this part of himself hidden, this feminine energy, and not brought this energy forward before now. So he's really worried about divine feminine's harsh criticism for the way that he has handled the situation, the way that he has kept her hidden, his feelings hidden, his emotions hidden, how he's resisted healing. And so he's intimidated about Judgment Day. He's concerned about the potential for rebirth here. And didn't I just say the Two of Wands is more uncomfortable than the Three of Wands? There's the Three of Wands clarifying this Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So there's patience countering the impatience in the Seven of Pentacles energy. But this is more about the trust and faith and about him seeing the ships coming in, finally seeing maybe a payoff or return on investment, or it could just be that he's patient with the fact that he has had to kind of like pull his focus away from work at this point. I cannot believe the next goddamn card. Holy shit. There's a ton of grounding energy. It's like fire and ground energy and earth. So it's like lava, which is slow moving and cleanses and renews, right? So that makes sense for the energy here for him, because this is our, if that doesn't describe our divine masculine, I don't know what the fuck does. He's slow moving, burning everything in his path, but cleansing and renewing and preparing the ground to be fertile and abundant, right? But we have that Three of Wands energy here clarifying this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, because there is a patience there about that energy, and there's a feeling that he is seeing his ships coming in from the work that he has done on himself and actually in the material world. And then finally clarifying the Nine of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse. I wish I was kidding, but I truly am not. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse again, which was the card we started this whole reading with on his side. It's time to harvest these fruits. He's made some kind of a choice or decision to come out of this isolation, to be at the mercy of this journey and just harvest these fruits. Finally, this is his desire. We're here for it. Go to town, Divine Masculine. All right, let's take a look now at Divine Feminine. Oh my Lanta, we have already so much union, it's stupid. Well, you don't say. All right, we've got some overthinking for Divine Feminine today too. So they're even in union about that. Let's start with her top of the deck, forefront of her mind. Hey, look, it's the Two of Wands in reverse. So we're already starting off with a bit of union there with the Two of Wands in Divine Masculine's heart space, which of course is the seat of the feminine. So we know that this pair is mirroring each other. Divine Masculine, he is surrendering to the twin flame journey. And Divine Feminine is like, fuck this noise. This twin flame journey is some bullshit. If I can quote Maya from one of our past readings with Grace Rega. This twin flame journey is some bullshit. I love you thinking about this, Divine Feminine, because taking that label off is a really, really good thing to do, because it literally doesn't matter what label you put upon one single individual in your life. The only single individual in your life that matters is you and the sacred union inside of yourself. And you hate me for telling you that because you want it to be about this other person, but it will never be about that other person. And if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. You can click right off, I guess. Sorry for you, because I'm pretty entertaining. It's your loss. But anyway, she's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point. I learned a lot of stuff. I asked for something. All these things came to pass that helped me to get to where I need to be and shit. But like, ultimately, I guess it doesn't matter if this is my twin flame or not. If my twin flame isn't doing shit, then I don't care. I don't care. A lot of I don't care coming from Divine Feminine. And I do notice that when I say I don't care, usually it means I do. So you might want to look at that a little bit. But, it's okay. It's all right. There's a roll of the dice in this card. This is from the Small Spells Tarot. And they use this roll of the dice for Two of Wands. I love that. And we're getting snake eyes, which is even better. And it's like Divine Feminine feels like she rolled the dice. And, you know, maybe she didn't get a good hand. Like, maybe it didn't really go as she planned. And so she's a little bit kind of like, you know, I'm over it. I'm over it. Totally over it. The thing that is bothering her in the back of her mind, the niggling feeling, is the Nine of Wands. Oh, what? Did we just pull 2 cards from the Divine Feminine side, and already both of those cards are over on Divine Masculine side mirrored? So weird. That's why we use 4 decks here on Dude and Tarot, so that we can constantly have these moments of confirmation that I'm actually psychic. Thank you. Okay, anyway. 9 of Wands. Again. For Divine Masculine, he wanted to come out of isolation and make a decision and just try to finally see this sacred union happen on the planet Earth. And the thing that's bothering Divine Feminine is her isolation, is that she is sitting here licking her wounds, which she keeps receiving from the masculine energies, Knight of Wands stuff that we were seeing yesterday in the reading. So now we're just seeing her as just kind of like, just as it's bothering her. She's like, okay, I guess I'll just sit here and heal my wounds a little more on this twin flame journey. I have a lot of bitter queens right now. And I don't blame them, because the first thing on their mind is this fucking slow-moving Knight of Pentacles garbage. This is such an interesting deck, and I'm just getting to learn it. And I don't think I've ever seen the Knight of Pentacles image, but a tree stump with roots in the ground and dead leaves and a hand with flames of fire there. It's very interesting. It's like really, really interesting. I'm hearing the awesome Waite, oh my god, I just completely forgot their name. White Stripes? Jack White's band song Dead Leaves in a Dirty Ground. And this hand is like, I'm thinking of like palm reading when I'm seeing it from this imagery, but this is about being rooted, right? This is not going anywhere, and there's no growth here. These are dead leaves. This is a stump. This is so disappointing. Like, we Knight of Pentacles energy is solid and stable and reliable. It's not going anywhere. Well, you're always going to be able to go sit on that stump, I guess, if you want to. But you're going to have to go all the way to it and sit on it, because that shit's not coming towards you. And no amount of, like, reading fortunes or trying to discover when and how it's going to take place. Divine Feminine's like, well, that's nice. You got lots of infrastructure, you're rooted into the ground, you're stable, but your ass ain't moving. And you know what I want? I want a King of Wands. And you know it, Divine Masculine, because here is the third out of the 4 cards of union, and now we're in complete union. We're not even mirroring right now. We're just in full agreement. Either your ass picks up the pace, comes in, takes action, and communicates, or I'm just going to hit the road, Jack. Right? That's Divine Feminine's just kind of like over it. It's just like, I don't really care. I don't want a Knight of Pentacles. I don't want a Knight of Wands. I would like a King of Wands. A man of action, expression, passion. Come on. This is who I am inside of myself, right? She's thinking. This is who I am. I'm a person who takes action. I'm a person who expresses. I am vibrant. I have a vision. I don't let anything hold me back. So where are you? You being a little coward? Here's the Page of Swords, and she's feeling salty like this right now. You coward. But you can't face me. You can't take this action towards me. You're just gonna sit there. You're gonna sit there. You're not going to pick up that sword, even though you don't know how to do it, even though you're nervous, even though you're scared of me. You're going to sit there. You're going to let me just walk away. Is that really what's going to happen? This is Divine Feminine's brain. She's like, are you fucking serious? But remember, Divine Feminine, this is your energy. You are slow moving, girl. You are not allowing yourself to grow and expand. You need to take action. You need to pick up the sword. You need to start doing things you're afraid of doing. Divine Masculine is not going to do any of that shit if you do not. So you might be thinking about that about him, but check yourself before you wreck yourself, because this is your card, Henny, not his. He didn't get this card. This is what you think. And if it's what you think, it's what you're projecting. And if you're projecting, it's what you're getting. So you're moving a little slowly. You're a little bit afraid to step into your full power. Here's the Hanged Man in reverse. This is about needing perspective. I'm just thinking about it, because it's clarifying this Knight of Pentacles. It's like, Divine Feminine, you need this perspective on what takes so long. How do you regenerate a tree stump? You have to have completely new growth, right? You have to get a seed, you have to plant a new seed, and then you have to wait for the seed to grow. And that's the perspective that Divine Feminine needs to get. She just wants it when she wants it. She has that fiery nature. And she's chafing at being alone. She wants a transformation. When we have surrendered in Hanged Man energy, which she's resisting right now, we surrender to the idea that we might not know what's best for us. Only our higher self, higher power, the source, God, whatever you want to call it, knows. And it is our job to get into alignment, in tune with our intuition, to be able to find out exactly what we need and forget what we think we need, right? The next thing on her mind, which is clarifying that King of Wands, is this Page of Pentacles in reverse. We got page energy, reverse, because she doesn't want immature energy. She wants to experience a man of action. Instead, she's experiencing the withholding of, or the receiving of, extremely small gestures. And she wants to release this energy. She's like, no, there's a boundary here. No, I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take small gestures when I know this is who you are. I know that this is what my energy is. I know my masculine worth energy. I know I can take action. I know I'm passionate. I know I have a vision. So why does my bank account look like this? Little fucking nothing. Where's the investment on my return? Where's the return on my investment, rather? Interesting that I accidentally said that. Where's the investment? Maybe Divine Feminine is thinking she's made an investment and she's not seeing a return, but maybe Divine Feminine, you're not actually making a real investment in yourself. Something to think about. But this Divine Feminine is having no trouble thinking today because she is overthinking, honey. What's she overthinking about? Oh, well, all the things she's really worried about. Here's the moon. We just saw the moon over here. There's a lot of union today, folks. I don't know what that means. The moon. This is what she's not brave enough to face. Some of her subconscious limiting beliefs she doesn't really want to go in there and sift through. She's kind of afraid of looking at that, taking a good hard look, because she's afraid of what she will find. She's afraid what she's going to find when she goes in there is that this Ten of Cups, her spiritual fulfillment, is something she doesn't have the power to manifest, because that Magician is in reverse. So she's really, really working and struggling on working up her own bravery and her own courage to believe in her own power. She's given so much power to Divine Masculine to do the thing. And like, who gives a fuck about what is the thing? What is the thing? Him just to be next to you while you do cool shit? Why don't you go do hot girl shit right now? So Divine Feminine is really working on these fears and anxieties about not being able to have what she wants, being powerless to manifest this. And girl, you know that's some bullshit. All right, top of the deck, forefront of the heart space is the Three of Pentacles upright. Work. Together. Collaborate. This is a card about teamwork. For Divine Feminine, I think this is just understanding that if she wants to be able to take this action, in this King of Wands energy, she really can't do that alone. She's got to hold that vision with others, because her vision it's grand. It's not just the house and the car and the 2.5 kids and a dog. It's much more than that. It requires a much more powerful counterpart energy to be able to manage something like that. And the thing that's really bothering her, the niggling feeling, is the King of Wands in reverse. So we have 3 iterations of this card today. And that's a powerful, fiery energy. And of course, we've got the Sagittarius full moon eclipse coming up. So there's that fiery energy that's all around us right now. But this King of Wands is in reverse for her, because the thing that bothers her, the niggling feeling of the heart, is that she's not taking this action herself, even in her life. Maybe the action is to cut out someone who doesn't serve her, or maybe the action is to really finally realize a vision that she's always had for herself. So if she's not feeling like she's really fully realizing this work, then how is Divine Masculine going to do the same, right? And he knows, when we saw that King of Wands upright, it was in both of their headspace, which means their head is both like, bitch, do this thing. But the heart space is the place where we have the feeling, the intuition about, or the fear, depending on how we're looking at it. And we didn't see King of Wands show up in the heart space at all for Divine Masculine. So his head is like, I need to do the thing. And his heart space is like, ugh. And Divine Feminine's heart space is like, Divine Masculines ain't doing shit. Instead, I'm getting this bullshit. Knight of Wands crap. Which is clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. The slowest moving fucking knight. This is fucking planted in the ground as a goddamn tree stump. Not moving. And if it ever does move, it's just like, I love you. And then fucks off. It's like, oh, I want to be with you forever. Bye. I'm just too nervous to talk to you. I can't do it. It's like, get with me. No, just kidding. And it's been years of this. Just sitting here, experiencing the shadow traits of this Knight of Wands. And Divine Feminine is like fucking over the struggle that she is having with this King of Wands. There is this 5 of Wands. This girl is blocked up in here. Why is she blocked? Because of this. Here's the King of Wands upright. I want him. I love him. He's amazing. Here's the King of Wands in reverse. What an asshole. I fucking hate him. He's a super dick. This is 2 cars on a train pulling in opposite directions. And at the center is a struggle with the self. There's this belief Divine Feminine has that this King of Wands will make her feel now she can be a King of Wands. Now she can do what she needs to do for herself. Because this thing that was distracting her is taken care of. Now she gets her like her pussy pounding, so she's okay. No, it's not going to be true. It's not. These are cards, not people. And they represent energy, not people, energy. And so it is a false idea to think that once a man of action takes action, you will then be able to overcome your own inability to take action. No, no. When you overcome your inability to take action and express and actually start to realize your vision, then you will see a man of action. Until then, you will see Knight of Wands. Because if you are Knight of Wands, you're going to get Knight of Wands. And if you're being Knight of Wands in any facet of your life, and you are, I know you are, we all are, their card is there, you're going to get that behavior. So you have to go, okay, where am I being non-committal? Where am I saying I'm going to start something and do it and then not really doing it? Where am I letting something get me excited and then losing interest or fumbling it and just pissing off again? Find the places inside of you where you do these things and change that behavior and watch what happens. Is it going to hurt you to go in and find out the places where you act like that? Nope. Like, well, what if it doesn't work? I don't know. You'll have a better Tinder date later than the one you had before because you took care of some of the bullshit in your life that didn't serve you. Why don't you just do things for you instead of doing things for this one person? And I don't fault you because I'm going to go back and watch this reading myself and start to get mad about how salty I sound right now to myself. I'm going to be like, really? You're going to treat me like that though? Don't you know how hard this is? I do know how hard it is. I do actually have a lot of compassion for how difficult it is to the struggle in the self between the tendency to be afraid of something and not really put our whole heart into it for fear that we're going to get our ass handed to us. I get that. Here's the Ace of Pentacles, which keeps coming up. It's in reverse, and it's clarifying the Page of Swords in reverse because there's a fear here of not receiving an offer. Or of getting the offer and fumbling it, dropping it, you know. Somebody throws it to you and you're like, oh, I didn't catch it. And it's a feeling that you're unprepared to receive this kind of an offer as well. And a feeling that there's wealth and there's abundance and prosperity and it's like almost there, but it's like you can't quite make yourself just take that look inside and see what it is that you're doing that's blocking it. It's just like there's that resistance there. You're that Nine of Wands energy that's underlying your headspace where you're just kind of like bothered by having to be alone and having to heal. And it's that bit of resistance there that's really causing you to kind of bang your head a little bit. Queen of Cups is back. She was here yesterday in the reading, clarifying the Hanged Man. She's upright because she is in command of her emotions. She can navigate, she can flow with them. She's empathic, she's sensitive, she's psychic. She's loving, caring, and compassionate. But this perspective she needs is about how this state, we said, Grace Dragget put this beautifully yesterday. The Queen of Cups cannot hold a sword. And the Queen of Cups needs to cut out energy like this. If she can't hold a sword, she can't do it. So she has to gain the perspective she needs. It's one thing to have unconditional love, to be empathic. It is another thing to allow yourself to be abused in the empath narcissist paradigm. And so Divine Feminine is really needing this perspective, or perhaps having just gained this perspective, however you want to look at that. The next thing up, this Page of Pentacles in reverse, this is clarified by Temperance. So Divine Feminine is being patient right now. She's being patient with herself for having kind of some sticky energy around financial situations or thoughts about finances. I'm feeling a little bit of being like, just being balanced and allowing the divine to heal and allowing this this moderation in how she's handling her fears and anxieties about finances. And this might even be moderation in terms of spending as well, because there is a bit of a struggle here. If this is in terms of relationship energy too, it's looking at the small gestures or offers she's getting and just being patient with it, not getting too excited, not getting too upset about it, just kind of being like, okay, and just really sort of trusting that the divine has a plan and that there's this protection over her union, over her receiving this thing that she wants. And then clarifying this overthinking, which is this fear that she is not going to be able to manifest her heart's desires. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is destiny, fate, and just understanding that, you know, in some ways she is powerless. You have to co-create. You can't make this happen. You have to co-create with spirit. In order to do that, you have to be very clear about what it is that you want. If you're on dating apps right now, do not go on a date without making a list for yourself of every single thing you would like to call in for a person. So, these are your non-negotiables. They can be general. They can be general. You kind of want them to be a little bit open because you don't want to block energy. Because you were like too specific, but so you want to call in things like, here are some of my traits I'm calling in. A Bowie-like ability to be anything because of their confidence and authenticity. Androgyny and comfort and balanced fluidity. So there's just not going to have any issues with like they're going to be very comfortable inside of themselves and fluid in their nature. Expressive and communicative, please. Developed and pursuing passions with big dreams, goals, and drive. Emotionally available and sensitive to others' needs. Intuitive, spiritual, magic. For me, you can't be a muggle. Like I don't know. I can't be with a muggle. If you're a muggle, you have to believe in what I do. Because if you don't have my powers, that's fine. But you have to believe that I do. Because I can't be trying to convince some cynical person for the rest of my life. Because I've had partnerships like that. No more of that. No muggles. You need to be spiritual or magic. Artistic, creative, brilliant, hysterically funny. Bitch, you got to match my humor. Because I am laughing all the time. You need to make me laugh all the time. Sociable, at ease around everyone. Enjoys mild teasing back and forth and a little debating. It goes on. I could keep reading. You know, maybe I'll do a post later and I'll be like, if anyone would like to apply for this position, here are the requirements for the job. Oh, the one that is underlined and written in capital letters is ready for love and commitment. That's a big one. So you need to do that. You need clarity about what is in your 10 of Cups. Because if you don't have clarity about it and you're starting to try to manifest something, you're going to manifest all the willy-nilly that you have floating around and actually not honed in on in your brain. Excuse me. All right, we're going to go back now to the oracles for the Divine Masculine and help him out today. We're using the Sluttist Tarot for the sexual energy of the two of these aspects of self and the union itself. And the card we're getting today, I love. We are getting the Queen of Cups for Divine Masculine. I love that this bitch has puppies. Like, oh my God. Okay. So, Divine Masculine's energy right now, is sexual energy, is actually very emotional. It is much more about really wanting that bonding, nurturing energy that would come from physical intimacy than it is about any other thing right now. He is craving the nurturing compassion. Like, this would be more of an interest in like just like embracing and like deep and passionate type of intimacy. Emotional intimacy. Divine Masculine, you are in the shadow attributes of the orphan child, which is feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation and seeking inappropriate surrogate families. My Queen of Cups right now is very triggered. My Queen of Cups is like, poor baby, I don't want him to feel. Can't take care of everybody. And you gotta let Divine Masculine channel his own inner Divine Feminine and take care of himself. But my heart immediately started aching for this. And that's how we are as empaths. Because I know that I, in my dynamic, am contributing to these feelings of abandonment. But what this card says is feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation. And unfortunately, my role right now is to trigger those feelings of abandonment, even though I have not abandoned and will never abandon. How do you abandon a part of yourself? How do you abandon a part of yourself? You cannot. You cannot. You even have a phantom limb if you lose a limb. There's always a sense of self there, even when the physical aspect is not there. So, I, however, in my dynamic, have had to put a boundary up. And I know that boundary is causing feelings of abandonment. But I'm doing Divine Masculine a favor, because in order for him to heal this wound, he has to come into the light, which is independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering the fear of surviving. If Divine Masculine comes to me because he needs me, we're just going to cycle through the same old pattern, because he needs me is codependent. It's probably why the sexual energy is Queen of Cups. I get it, but that's the wound. That's what the light is shining on. Like an external energy cannot be your end all, because external energy is not permanent. So you cannot put your faith or trust in anything that is impermanent unless you put the faith or trust in the fact that it will no longer be there at some point. He's also in the shadow attributes right now of the Destroyer, which is an intoxication with destructive power and destroying others' dreams or potential. So because he's feeling afraid of being abandoned, he's going to destroy everything. That's the feeling he has. He's like, I'm just going to destroy this before it destroys me. And he needs to come into the light, which is releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for a new life. So he needs to release his tendency to sabotage everything by his actions once he has started to slip into the sphere of abandonment. He is in the light right now of the Advocate, which is very good because that is inspiring him to put his compassion into action. So he is trying to advocate for himself and for Divine Feminine right now. And this is the saving grace in the light of this orphan child destroyer energy, which is, if I can't have her, no one will. And there's part of him that is finally admitting that this is the business that takes place. Divine Masculine, this is not a pretty picture, but when Divine Feminine sets healthy boundaries with you, you try to destroy her emotionally. And you really go in. And you need to really embody the compassion you feel and actually advocate for her, instead of trying to inflict pain upon her because you're sure that her unconditional love will mean that she's going to love you in the morning. She is going to love you in the morning. But you are not going to love yourself because you have wounded her. And it's like this, it's like a domestic abuse situation when somebody hits you and then gives you flowers. If you hit that person ever again, the flowers didn't mean anything. And that's a hard pill to swallow for divine feminine and for divine masculine, because that's the behavior that he's engaged in. He hit her and beat her and kept her apart from the things that she loved. Man, he was mean, but he's changing his scene, and he's doing the best that he can, I would hope. To quote the Beatles. Your guardian angel is here to support you in these blessings of abundance. And the divine masculine is always getting this card because he's always needing this reassurance about abundance, because he is so fixated on abundance being material. And it is not. It's not. Abundance is not money. Money is a side effect of abundance, but it is not money. Having a lot of money does not mean abundance. Abundance exists, and then you may have a lot of money because you are in a state of abundance. So the universe is really trying to help divine masculine understand this, because he's very limited in his ideas about wealth. Practice makes perfect. This is not an energy that divine masculine likes very much. He does not like practicing. He likes to just do things because he's very capable. And so when he feels like he has to do something that he's not that capable in, it is not a fun feeling for him. So he's being supported in this energy, and also just, that card comes up a lot, but it's just reiterating for him that this is practice and that you're going to make mistakes, and that's how you learn how to get something right. We're then getting this empowerment card in reverse, and I'm seeing divine masculine is just, he's feeling a little salty about divine feminine's empowerment. I'm seeing him feeling a little bit, it's difficult because divine masculine hasn't expressed to divine feminine why he does what he does. So divine feminine has to establish boundaries without knowing his reasons. And so he knows his reasons, and he feels divine feminine's empowerment is in direct conflict with his needs because she doesn't understand. But at the same time, how could she possibly understand? So there is a bit of a battle going on with this empowerment. He's having a difficult time empowering his own inner divine feminine and allowing that emotion and that intuition, feelings of love and compassion and heart-centered behavior. He's having a difficult time empowering that part of himself. That part of himself, because of the way that we treat the feminine in our culture, makes him feel weak. And that's because of misogyny. Point blank. Adjustments are required. I'm frustrated by that empowerment card in reverse. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive and connect with nature. But this has got a Four of Cups feel, and there was a reversal on here, and I feel like he has been in nature. It's been good for him, but it's time to ground from the spiritual into the material. And then we're getting this again, and it's interesting because I chose the Crow Tarot for Divine Masculine today, and I don't always use that card for masculine. It's often used for a feminine heart space, but for some reason I wanted it for the masculine today. And then also we're getting Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit, and we already saw this card on Saturday, I believe. So Divine Masculine is getting this again, and this is that message that is about co-creation, not doing something on your own all alone because you think you can do everything by yourself, but being in co-creation, understanding that your thoughts and feelings and beliefs, that as you align these things, and feel excitement and wonder at the synchronicities and how there's something much larger than yourself. It's like, it's just not losing a sense of that you are not the one. You are not the one who is making this happen. You are part of this bigger picture that's going on. All right, let's go over to Divine Feminine now and take a look at her oracles and see what messages we have for feminine. Divine Feminine, your sexual energy for today is the 10 of Wands. You have just about had it. You are ready to put down the burden. You are ready to express. You are almost ready to explode, I would say. It has been a difficult, burden that you have carried of holding back this energy, of not being able to actually express in this physical way. And to emphasize that 10 of Wands energy for you, Gruhl, your only archetype today is the femme fatale, honey baby, and you are in the light of it though. You are highlighting the erotic energy of the feminine and opening your heart when dependency is rejected. You're like, there's not one way to express 10 of Wands, honey. There's not one way to complete this cycle. There's many kinds of ways. And you are very much in this erotic expression, feeling comfortable there, feeling seen there as well, and power there. And you're like, well, one fool rejects me. Am I limited though? Am I limited? I don't think so, right? Your guardian angel is here to support you with this retreat energy. Girl, retreat. If you've been up chasing, stop chasing. If you've been, waiting on the edge of your seat for whatever reaction Divine Masculine's going to have to your boundary, just go on a vacation. Take a vacation from this whole story. Can you do it? Can you do 7 entire days not tuning into me? I'll be sad. I will miss you. You're the bulk of who's watching me right now, probably, so I'll be sad. But if my views are 0 for 7 days, I'm going to be okay with it. Can you not do readings about twin flames? Can you not listen to them? Can you not think about this? Can you just take a mental break? Can you? Can you try it for 2 days? Do a weekend? I'm feeling a really strong call for you to just take a break. Take a break. If you can go somewhere and do something nice, if you can really go on a little vacation, go do it. Do whatever it is you need to do. But just take a break. All right, we're getting boundaries in reverse. This is an emphasis. Divine Feminine, you've been laying down the law and you're like, am I doing the right thing? And the universe is like, yes, baby, you are. And it is hard. It is hard to set boundaries like this. It's difficult, but it's good for you. It is. And every day that goes by that you maintain the boundary, it gets easier and easier and easier to maintain it until you forget that you even have to maintain it because it's just part of who you are. That is what is going to happen. Writing 20 pages of a new novel does count, and I hope I get to edit it because I can only imagine that I would really, really love your novel. We have a lot in common there, Grace Rega, so I'm already excited about this novel. Yes, you want to be setting these boundaries and keeping them and maintaining them because this is what is making you magnetic. Saying no to what you do not want is like saying yes to what you do want. Period. Look at the bigger picture. And we got this full moon in Sagittarius card. So the full moon that's coming up, right? In a week or so. Here you go. Look at the bigger picture. This is what this full moon release is calling us to do. I will be doing another unblocked or obstacles removed basically on Wednesday to prepare you again for that full moon release. You can use those obstacles removed readings, which I've done the last 2 weeks. You can go back if you haven't seen them, or if you did see them, whatever was in the part of the reading that's about who I need to release or what behavior I need to release or whatever, you can keep track of that. So when you go do your full moon release, you can write that down and make it part of your ritual and release those things that don't serve you. So make sure you're looking over the last month, looking over the last year, and really get a sense of all of the different things that you need to release for this full moon. The other meaning that's here is just to keep looking at this bigger picture. Don't get fixated on the details. The labels, this Two of Wands stuff we started your reading with, just like, who gives a shit? Just focus on the bigger picture, which is your health, your wellness, how uplifted and uplifting you are, like how passionate you are. Oh, you're right. It is the blood moon too. My God, this is crazy. Trust your path. I love this card because if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Have you ever asked someone before, like a random person? I used to drive for Lyft, so I would do this to my passengers in the morning sometimes. Am I cruel? Because I would give, like, this person would get into my car, it would be like 6:30, and they would be going to like their job at like Target or Jack in the Box or something. And I would chat with them and I'd be like, oh, how are you? And they'd be good. Oh, I'm getting ready for work. And I'd be like, cool. And they would ask me some questions about my job and whatever. And then right when they were least expecting it, I would be like, so if you didn't have to think about money at all and you could just do whatever it is that you wanted to do, what would you do? I always loved the reactions I would get. 100% of the time people would be shocked by that question. And like, honestly, a sad percentage, like a really high percentage of people would be like, I don't know, I've never thought about it, and you couldn't get anything else out of them. And I'd be like, okay. But there would always be some people who would be like, I don't know, I used to love to dance. And by the time they got out of my car, they were ready to sign up for a dance lesson. Like, if you can think about this question and answer it, what would you do if you knew you were supported? If you, and it literally, you could do anything at all, what would it be? That is a key to your life purpose. You're getting, oh my God, you're getting armadillo spirit. Set healthy boundaries, girl. You're getting support in this boundary setting. You're doing the right thing with it. Let's check. We're getting the protection message. So let's see if we're being a little too... all right, let's see. This is a tricky time, as you may find yourself enmeshed with others, overly concerned with how they will take it if you say no or express how you really feel. Were you not here? Were you not here for the moment when I pull out this fucking orphan card? It's like, oh, he's scared. He's feeling abandoned. He feels abandoned. Who fucking cares? You make him feel abandoned right now. You protect yourself. He needs to feel abandoned. If he doesn't feel abandoned, he's not going to heal that wound. And if he doesn't heal that wound, he can't be with you. Okay. I'm talking to myself. Whenever I'm yelling at you, just know that it's because I'm going to watch this later and I'm yelling at myself. 100%. I watch it and I'm like, don't yell at me. I am crazy at this point. I've lived in quarantine for so long. Okay. Do you feel anxious saying no to someone so you capitulate, even knowing the outcome will not be in your best interest? Do you feel like it's your job to stop someone from facing their challenges? I love Colette Baron Reed, and her infomercial protection message is my favorite. Instead, you might take on their responsibilities, rescuing them instead of giving them the freedom to learn their lessons their way. Perhaps you feel that if they only knew how much you cared, they would change, and then all would be well. Armadillo Spirit asks you to be honest with yourself. Ooh, girl. Page of Swords in reverse. Be honest with yourself and others, no matter how difficult that may be or how much you may fear losing someone or something. Face your fear, tell the truth, and set your boundaries. You will be amazed at the miracles that happen when you let Armadillo Spirit protect you from taking on too much, becoming a people pleaser, and losing your integrity. Another message of protection from Armadillo Spirit is to relax, live, and let live. If you or someone else is being defensive, you are called to step back and trust in Spirit's plan. Wow. Spirit really wants us to keep those boundaries. And Divine Masculine, those boundaries are for you so that you can fix this. Because this feeling, it doesn't come from Divine Feminine. It comes from inside of you. There is this deep, 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 deep wound. And every feminine you have ever tried to make yourself feel better with has never been able to fill this wound. And so if you can do that math, there must be an obvious answer to the question. Will anyone ever fill this wound? No. No. The only thing that will fill this wound is if I go back into my past as an adult, as a healed, aware, conscious, enlightened, heart-centered being. Take that child, good morning, Cheryl. Take that inner child that is afraid of being abandoned and reassure myself that I will always be committed to you, that I will never leave you, that if anyone ever fucking says shit to you, I will cut them. There will never be anything bad that will happen to you because I got you. I'm protecting you. When you feel bad, I'm going to figure out why, and I'm going to make sure you don't. If you feel like you're not being seen, I'm going to put you in a position where you can be seen. If you feel like you're not being heard, I'm going to listen to you. If you feel alone, I'm going to be there with you. And who am I? I am myself. Until Divine Masculine can do that, he can't be with you and you don't want to be with him because he's going to keep trying to stuff you into his wound and keep you there and stitch you up in there. And that's not how we do it. So keep your boundaries, Divine Feminine. And then my favorite, I love this so much. I love this. The sexual energy for the union. I mean, I shouldn't love it because it's depressing for me, but it's the Two of Swords and the card is just so good. We're at a standstill here. There's really nothing much happening between the two of you because you both don't want to make the decision to move on to have someone else. So you're both kind of just in this point right now where you, good morning, Ash, where you are just standing there with your swords like this. No one can come in. We're not open for business. And it's not that great. But the card is, maybe the card will tide you over while you're in this standstill of yours because, I mean, I think it's real cute. I like that one. All right, you are in the gets up, walks out to funeral music. Shadow attributes of the healer because you are failing to care for oneself. This was a problem for y'all yesterday too. Or 2 days ago. You need to take care of yourself. You need to do the self-care. We are so focused right now on like, oh, my poor Divine Masculine's feeling abandoned, and you're also feeling sad because you had to lay this boundary down, and it fucking sucks to have to do that too. So you're also kind of like, and you might be just not really focusing so much on your own self-care right now, but you really need to do that because you're only going to be able to serve Divine Masculine or anyone else if you yourself are in at your best state. And I'm excited to see this card today because I'm the High Priestess for my coven today. During the full moon cycle, I take the mother role, and then we have Maiden and Crone for the other cycles of the moon or phases of the moon. And I picked to work on nourishment today and releasing limiting beliefs about foods and learning about intuitive nourishment. So it's like an emphasis for me to go back into my self-care and make sure that I'm really like checking in. Am I hungry? Am I thirsty? Like, you know, this morning I didn't want to have a coffee, and I honored that. I was like, I don't want that. It's weird. I always have one coffee every day. I'm not a huge coffee drinker. I do drink pretty strong cold brew, quite a large one of it, but just one. And I just didn't want that today. So being in that place where you are really tuning into your body and listening and finding out what do you need. If you have a pain in your knee, don't ignore it. Sit down for a minute, massage the pain out, and ask yourself, what do knees represent? Flexibility and rigidity. Am I being inflexible in a situation? You take the opportunity to use your body's language to discuss spiritual things. We get messages from our body all day long that we just completely ignore. We're all like looking at our cards. We're like, oh, what does this card mean? What does this card mean? And your body's like, bitch, eat. Bitch, eat. Please, can you get a drink of water? It's a fucking desert in here. Why are you looking at the card? Please eat. Oh my God. Like, that's what our body is screaming at us. Good morning. Screaming at us to just fucking please do things for the body. Just take care of your body, please. That's what your body's screaming at you. So please take that passion to serve others and repair your own body, mind, and spirit. Help transform pain in the body into healing. Allow it to be that moment of communication. Both of you need to take care of yourselves. Your trust card. This is the theme of the month for sure. May is all about trust for me and for you if you're tuning into these readings, because it keeps coming up over and over and over and over and over again. I'm surprised we didn't get the Hierophant today, because we usually do. Trust. The two of you are in a little bit of Sturm und Drang right now because you're not trusting. You're just not trusting. Divine Masculine is worried about abandonment, which means he doesn't trust Divine Feminine has eternal love. And Divine Feminine is worried that Divine Masculine is going to be a tree stump forever because she doesn't trust that the power of healing is actually going to affect change within him. So, trust. If you want what you want, you got to trust that you can have it. Emotions are running high. You can tell probably by my reading today that the emotions are running high because I'm like, blah, all over the place today. Look at how big this moon is. This is so full. It's going to burst. Emotions are running so high right now between the two of you. You need to just be very mindful of that. Trust in this Lemuria energy of heaven on earth being created. It is all happening. And then to get the King of Wands today, oh no. But to get the King of Wands 3 times in this reading, girl, my body is screaming, now I'm hungry, I gotta eat something. And then to get this card at the end, which is gonna make me laugh, because I can't with it. This is Electric Eel Spirit. I don't know why this makes me laugh so hard, but this is one of those cards in this deck, or in any deck at all, where I'm like, there's an Electric Eel Spirit card. Okay, but anyway, the meaning is great. Bring your ideas to life. So to have the King of Wands and then bring your ideas to life seems pretty connected to me. Seemingly out of nowhere, the jolt of Electric Eel Spirit appears to awaken you to a big idea that you are meant to explore. Epiphanies and aha moments are gifted to you right now, so celebrate. Your life has the potential for profound transformation. Inspiration arises in you, electrifying you so that you can't wait to get started, bringing your idea to life. The revelations you experience now are meant to set you on a new path, so do not be afraid to act. Explore, examine, and do not fear the changes that may come, for Spirit wants to shower you with love, success, and abundance that you hope to experience. Now is a thrilling time of epiphanies, inspired ideas, and innovation. This is a wondrous sign for you today. So that really tracks with that King of Wands energy that we were seeing for sure. All right, let's close out the reading now with advice for today. What we can do this very day, May the 24th. I cannot believe that is what day it is, of 2021. What is happening? Also, hey, you know what? I didn't even pay attention, but the anniversary of my account has passed. I started this account on May 9th, so I have been taroting for a year with you all. And thank you so much for being here and joining me today. Please like, and if you're seeing this on YouTube, subscribe and share. I'm sorry I couldn't do the YouTube reading this morning. There is something wrong with my laptop. It just decides sometimes that the camera's not going to work. And that was what happened today. I guess I'm just kind of being guided onto one platform or another for whoever needs to hear it. So I try to be on YouTube every day, but it's not working. And so I'm here on Instagram instead. I will not be here tomorrow though, because it is my day off. I will not be reading, but if you are sad and lonely without me, you can find more content in the link in my bio. You can go to my Patreon or click the description box below if you're on YouTube. And there's additional content that you can see there. Monthly readings, bi-weekly check-ins, and access to my music as well. There is also a link there to send me decks if you want to see new imagery on my account and get new messages. There's a wish list below for different cards I'm calling in. I'm not feeling like that's done. Okay, and then let's see. This Wednesday is going to be an obstacles remove spread. And then Thursday's regular, Friday is wild card. It's kind of like every other day type thing I've got going on. Okay, let's look at what we can do today to come into union. Wow, looky. Divine Masculine. You are getting the Six of Wands. I like you, someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, and want to date. And the Boat in reverse, which says receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, and closure issues. So, how am I feeling about this? Well, Six of Wands for me is about embracing your victory. It's for me, it's that you have, because the Boat came out in reverse, it seems like you have victory over this moving on and these closure issues that were preventing you from being able to do what it is that you want to do. To me, this is, you need to embrace this victory over these closure issues and start to express. You got that King of Wands, and you know what? I like that the card that came out for the expression is just, I like you. Do you know how head over heels I would be if I got a fucking text message that was just like, hey, I like you? I would be like, I like you too. And we would go from there, right? Start small. You don't need to be like, marry me. Like, you just need to have fun and flirt and start dating. And it does look like as you're moving on from these closure issues and having victory, this is really a possibility for you. So just start small today. Just tell this energy, I like you, right? Divine Feminine, you are getting the Five of Pentacles, girl. You with this Five of Pentacles energy, like I cannot, okay? And then you are getting healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life, self-love, self-care, and being happier. And it was in reverse. And then you are getting cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. And the Five of Pentacles. Oh, Divine Feminine. Because you keep playing this story of lack over and over and over in your head, you are not making healthy choices in love and in life. So, today, you must stop playing the story of lack over and over in your head. If you've been thinking about money or finances, or like, oh, I have to pay for this, or I have to do that, how am I going to do this, or what am I going to do for that? Zip it. Zip it. And instead, focus on self-love and self-care. Make healthy choices about yourself. When you have to make financial decisions today, reflect back on your authentic code. If you don't know your authentic code, find out. If you want information about how to find out your authentic code, hit me up in my DMs. I'll tell you all about how to manifest and all different things and that I've done and used before. But you really want to be doing this self-care. You want to release these limiting beliefs, and you want to check back and say, okay, if I spend XYZ today, energy, now this is energy, so this could be money on something, this could be time on someone, this could be like, messages to someone or thoughts about something. It does not necessarily have to be financial, but it might be for some of us. If you have to expend any energy today on anyone outside of self or on anything outside of self, you have to check back. You have to say, does this honor my boundaries? If the answer is no, do not spend that energy. You have to ask, does this align with what I want in my life? If you don't know that, you must know that. I know that I need connection. I need to be seen. I need to experience spirituality and wellness on some level. I have like a hair that's tickling me. Oh my God. That was like, I felt like somebody was touching my back for a minute. Oh my God. Anyway, that creeped me out. I was like, so you want to know, so Mike is connection and being seen and spirituality. And I'm blanking on the fourth thing, probably creativity and expression of some kind. So is the thing that I'm spending energy on, is it in alignment with these 4 elements of who I am? No? Okay, well, I'm not going to spend energy on that. That is how you need to assess today. Make healthy choices by reflecting back on whether or not your decisions about your energy expenditure are actually in alignment with your desires. The bottom of the deck is crazy. It's nuts because it's the King of Wands, which means we got 4 King of Wands today. 5, really, if we count the electric eel. And we're getting not today in reverse. And this is so profound to me because this is no more putting shit off. No more avoidance. No more. A King of Wands would never say, not today, not today, I can't be bothered. He might say, not today, I'm going to fucking take care of this. Not today, I'm not dealing with your bullshit today because I'm going to do what I need to do. Not today, you cannot stop me from having what I want. But a King of Wands is never going to be like, on second thought, I think I'm just going to kick back and watch a little more Drag Race Untucked, Not today. All right, that's my advice for you today. I hope it was helpful for you, and I hope that you can take these actions that you want to do and make them a reality for you, because the payoff will be rather large, seeing as your Blessings of Abundance card was here today. Thanks again for being here. I will see you on Wednesday. Maybe on YouTube, maybe on Instagram. I mean, I'm a Leo after all. I'm just sort of spontaneous like that, and also at the mercy of my technological devices. So hopefully I'll be on YouTube. Otherwise, I'll see you here on Instagram on Wednesday. Take care, everybody, and have the most beautiful day. Ash, I'll see you soon. Good to see you, Cheryl. Thanks for being here. Grace Strega, everybody who joined me here today. I saw Anna. I saw everybody. There's so many people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Misha. Thanks so much. I will talk to you soon. Bye.